Welcome back, everybody, to another midweek episode. Right, we're trying to give you guys a couple more episodes a week to make your lives less shitty. So welcome back to Sammy and Marissa's husbands. Got a nice little short episode for you today. A little this day in history, as always. Go over an athlete by Tyler. Got some random questions we're gonna ask. NBA playoff update. Talk a little bit about the NBA Combine, and then a little bit about my evening last night. So, and then just some random stuff. So we'll jump right into it with this day in history. On May 16th, 1973, cancer was officially classified as a mental illness in the DSM-5. Notable authors responsible for that classification: Elliot Stabler, which, if you don't know him, Google him. So that's fun.
Expand on that a little bit. What's the DSM-5?
DSM-5 is what all mental illnesses are categorized in. So like the schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, all that good stuff.
And so cancer was classified as a mental disorder?
Yeah, so basically those cancer patients are just fucked in the head.
That's interesting. And you said Elliot Stabler?
Elliot Stabler, correct.
This is different from the police officer in New York City, or is the same guy?
No, same guy.
Same guy. Huh. Yeah, I knew that there was some mental aspect to it, but I didn't realize they had officially classified it as like a neurological disorder.
Yeah, basically it's all in your head.
I have a similar affliction. My depression and anxiety is all in my head.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Now, you would think, I mean, because the DSM-5 is widely accepted by medical journals.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to tell my dead aunt that shit was all in her head.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that might be a little butthurt by that.
Well, I mean, it's history though. It doesn't mean that they were necessarily correct at the time.
Yeah, for sure. It's 1973.
I mean, what else in 1973? Women still couldn't vote.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That didn't happen until, 2004.
When did the civil rights movement happen? In the mid 80s?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Jim Crow laws, all that stuff. I think Jim Crow laws were published in 1995.
That's when they were repealed, is what you mean?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. 1973, the Mets made they won the NL pennant that year, actually.
Yeah, same year that Jets won their last Super Bowl.
No, that was 1969.
Oh, fair.
Another random thing that happened in 1963 or 73, excuse me. Leopard geckos, like Rick, my lizard, were found to have a genetic connection. They share 98% of their same DNA with chickens.
Yeah, and specifically the Switzerland spotted chicken.
And that's, for the people that don't know, that's more of a meat chicken. They're not layers.
Yeah, they're not the pets that we see in the backyard. They're not egg layers. They specifically made for that breast meat.
Now the feathers on this chicken, is it a white chicken like you see in chicken farms in the US?
No, it's more of a reddish hue, right? But we have that spotted texture coming in. It's reddish hue with purple spots.
That almost sounds not real.
It almost does. It almost does sound not real, but Tyson Chicken Farm, where everybody eats those Tyson chicken nuggets, strictly Switzerland spotted chickens.
I'm gonna have to get our fact checker on that. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I think fact checker should probably go over this whole episode. and talk about it. Another history segment. This day in history, Magic Johnson led the Lakers to a championship as a rookie in 1980 over the 76ers, and he had to play center because Kareem was actually out with an ankle injury. And he had 42 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 assists as a rookie playing center.
Now, do you think the HIV virus was in his body at this time?
It had to be. Fun fact, the HIV virus is also classified in the DSM-5 as a mental disorder.
Well, mental disorders have been known to attack your immune system.
They have, especially I think your case with your issue that was also all in your head, because once you had that pill bottle in your pocket rattling around, you were cured magically.
That is called a I don't know what
call it. I like to call it an enlightenment.
Enlightenment.
Yeah,
Interesting.
you were enlightened. All you needed to hear was that rattling, and it just made you feel safe.
Did you know I took that pill bottle to a concert one time?
Yeah, you told me that, and they wouldn't let you in or something.
Yeah, they said we're gonna need to take these pills. I said, "You're not fucking taking my pills." They didn't even. The pill bottle had been in my pocket so long that my name had worn off it. So it was an empty bottle of like a blank pill bottle with pills in it. And then I went outside and dug a hole next to the building and buried it.
Did you get it after? Was it recovered?
I sure did. Absolutely, absolutely fucking bombed. Me and Drew had just seen the Non-Point and Hinder concert, and I believe the openers were called Chrysalis and Nine Shrines. And then I dug it up, and then we walked to I Love New York Pizza. I had a panic attack in there. And as we were leaving, we saw the lead singer of one of those openers. Drew will probably know. Drop the band name in the comments there, Chief. And yeah, and then Drew almost threw up in the Uber on the way home.
Sounds like a good night.
My first concert.
So, throwback to last episode, that's beer with the homies and beer at a live music venue.
Mm-hmm.
So those were good beers all night.
We were actually doing, they called them Jolly Rancher shots for like $2. And we were upstairs it was called the Throne Room. Or excuse me, the Throne Theater. But before that, it was like Ziggy's or something. Now it's Coughlin's, I think.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
We were upstairs, like great view of the bands standing up. And there was a bar back there that nobody was going to. And we each probably had like 10 of these $2 shots. What a fucking night, dude.
That's pretty funny. Something that we did last night that some of my coworkers introduced me to. That's pretty fun to do.
Let me guess.
Say what?
Let me guess what it is.
Okay.
Heroin.
No. That would have probably been fun. I think it might have been a little detrimental to my military career. But you never know till you try, right? But
my cousins.
Yeah, ask them. Let me know. Let me know how that goes. Is that one of them?
I'm bleeping that out. we are not name dropping him.
Yeah,
he's a good dude.
Yeah, good people sometimes just fall suspect to the H, the big H.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, just get on your editing tool on that one. But what we did is we went up to the bar. I'll talk about a little bit what I did last night, but we went up to the bar, and most of the time when you go to take a shot, it's hard to get everybody to agree on what kind of shot you want to take, right? Is it tequila? Is it whiskey? Is it whatever? And a fun thing to do is go up to the bartender and just say, hey, let me get 4 of the gayest shots you've ever poured. and just see what they pour you.
Do you actually say that?
Yeah.
I mean, I do a similar thing, but I usually go with give me something sweet or something my wife would like type shit.
Yeah, same, but different.
Yeah, I generally try to avoid talking like that.
Yeah, no, for sure. But once the drinks once the drinks start flowing a little bit, the the slurs just start flying out.
I,
I don't
I
mean
can,
anything by it.
of course not. I can tell you for a fact, don't put a hot mic on me on Saturday because shit's gonna get said.
Yeah, and all in respectful manners.
Of course.
They're coming from the heart.
Yeah.
But yeah, just go up there. It's usually a lemon drop. It's usually exactly what you would like to have a shot. Um,
You like lemon drops?
I mean, they're tasty, I guess.
I don't know. Something about it, I don't. It's not like I hate them or anything.
If somebody asked you what the gayest shot is, what would it be?
Uh, probably like a green tea shot.
Yeah, see, I don't know. That doesn't come off as gay to me. I was thinking more of like a blowjob shot. You have to take it like a. You ever seen a blowjob shot?
Am I gonna have to bleep out every time you say gay?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't mean it in a way. It's just it's homosexual. Like it's gay.
So you don't mean it like it's a bad thing.
No,
Okay, we're just clarifying that because I can't edit all these out.
no, being gay is not bad. We actually have. It's funny. We go to these balls. Actually, we'll probably just jump right into this segment. Right now. So last night we had our class had their military ball, and it's basically for the students to see what a military ball is supposed to be like and how they're supposed to act and all this stuff. And all the students come and they're allowed to bring a date. It can be a spouse, or it can be a family member, it can be a friend, like whoever they want to just bring. And we don't know too much about their personal lives. They're just students, right? We don't ask, nor do we care what their sexual orientation is, right? But it is interesting to see some of the students bring their spouses and to find out that day that they are gay, and like whatever. I don't think anything less of them. It's just sometimes like, oh, didn't see that coming. Um, so that's pretty cool. But so we did it. It was fun. We get all dressed up in our fancy uniforms, right? They're only supposed to have 2 drinks. But we kind of bend those rules a little bit because we want them to have fun. The class is almost over. When the higher leadership leaves, we kind of say like, hey, you've had your 2 drinks, but you can go buy drinks from the bar. And when the leadership left, it ended up getting a little wild. Um, Shots were rolling. We had a good time. Some had a little bit too much of a good time. There was a little more throw up than we would have liked to have. My first sergeant actually blacked out. Like the lights were on, but nobody was home. Like nobody at all. And it was fun. We had a good time. His wife was going to drive him home. He wasn't driving any of that stuff. But comes time to leave, right? We're all pretty intoxicated. Like Sam's driving me, his wife's driving him. Everybody leaves. Well, he can't find his keys. It's not even him. He's just, like I said, lights on, nobody's home. He's just kind of swaying all over the place. His wife can't find his keys. The truck is locked. So we open up the tailgate to my truck. He ends up falling asleep in my truck, in the back, in the tailgate. We sit there waiting on the locksmith for probably an hour and a half, right? Locksmith doesn't really show up. We keep calling. He's like, oh, I'm helping somebody else. I'll be there in a second. So it's like 2 a.m. at this point, and I'm like, look, like I'm just gonna take you guys home. We'll figure out the locksmith in the morning, all that stuff. So we drive them home, get back home, go into work the next morning, and sure enough, he comes in bright and early, like nothing happened. smile on his face, like nothing happened. Uh, and I'm just like, hey man, like we can't just pretend that didn't happen last night. Like, like what's the deal? And he's like, yeah, my wife like couldn't find the keys. Like they were just in the gas tank of the truck. So he put them in the gas tank of the truck at the beginning of the night because apparently that's what he always does. But since he was so gone, he just he couldn't even articulate that. Um, so that was a freaking disaster. But overall, we had a solid time at the ball. It was fun.
What a fucking nutcase.
Yeah, yeah. He's a funny dude. He had a good time though, and it's nice to see him let loose a little bit because all the time he's the first starter in the company. He's got to be on his game all the time, and it was nice to see him let loose a little bit. But he let a little too loose.
Yeah, you got to get him to tighten it back up a little bit.
Yeah, so that was very interesting. But moving on, let's get you. You got an athlete for us?
I do. And I would think you've heard of him. NBA Hall of Famer. I believe he was named to the top 50 players of all time. I'm just going to confirm that before I say it. Because we know Bryce is going to have a busy day.
Yeah, he's going to be busy on this one.
Yeah. Okay. Dave DeBusschere. 2-time NBA champion, 8-time NBA All-Star, 6-time NBA All-Defensive First Team, member of the top 50 players and top 75 players of all time, 2-time All-American in college. His number was retired by the Detroit Mercy Titans while he was in college. But his first 2 years in the NBA, he played for the Pistons the majority of for the first half of his career and the Knicks the second half of his career. His first 3 years with the Pistons, he also played for the Chicago White Sox. And he was a pitcher. Now, he's kind of like he's about Randy Johnson's size. Oh no, he's smaller. 6'6". Relief pitcher. His first year had a 2.9 ERA over 2 seasons. So he was pretty solid pitcher.
Yeah.
He had one complete game, pitched a complete game. And pitchers can't hit. He had one hit in his career.
Yeah. He probably didn't get tons of opportunities to hit either. And when he does go up to bat, kind of like, hey, don't really swing, try and get you a walk. A lot of times they have him bunt. So really pitchers' stats are deflated a bit when it comes to hitting. Some of them can hit. They just don't really trust them to hit. But big thing about like a pitcher being that size is like the mound varies in size. It's usually, let's just say a foot off the ground. And then you're 6'6" on top of that. Like being a tall pitcher like that has got to be kind of intimidating, especially if you throw hard.
Yeah, and he played in 36 games over 2 years and had a 2.9 ERA. So he was a good pitcher.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's super impressive. Every time somebody plays multiple professional sports, I just it's the odds of getting to the pros in any sport are so slim, and then to be able to do it in 2 sports is just crazy.
He's one of 13 guys to play in the NBA and MLB.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, so the baseball NBA pipeline is not very big.
Yeah, no doubt. So that's a hell of an athlete. But let's move on to the next segment. Random question. I believe you have a couple random questions. I do as well. So I'll ask, you ask one, I'll ask one, you ask one, I'll ask one.
Okay. My first question, and they are random. Nothing too crazy today. How many times in your life do you think you've said the word rad?
Oof.
Like that's rad.
Yeah, so most of the time I feel like when I've said rad, it's been in a joking manner, kind of making fun of the word rad.
Sure.
Um, Probably nine.
9 times. Okay.
I think I've probably said it 9 times. Not really part of my vocabulary.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. It's probably a little bit outside of what you usually say. It's more of like I feel like a California kind of slang.
Yeah, I could see it. I could see definitely in the California vibe. Maybe we'll bring it back. Maybe we'll bring back rad.
I got too many things I say. I mean, you can start saying it.
Well, yeah, maybe I'll say it. And once I start saying it, then you'll start saying it. So
You should work that in somehow tomorrow.
okay, we'll drop a rad.
Yeah.
That'll be what we ask for shots. I'll be like, hey, let me get your raddest shot.
I'll fucking leave. I will leave wherever we're at.
Wonder what it would be if you asked a bartender for the most rad shot. What do you think it is?
Probably a sweaty Mexican. You ever had one of those?
No.
It's like whiskey. No, it's vodka, hot sauce. I think that might be it. It sucks so bad.
Yeah, that sounds pretty gross.
It's really terrible. I think I'll get you one on Saturday.
All right, sweaty Mexican. All right. Um, okay, so my question, I lied to you. I only have one question. And it's a start bench cut. All right. So beer pong edition, start bench cut.
Oh shit. Okay.
Drew, Wes, and Corey. I know I'm putting you on the spot, but
I'm starting Corey because we've had success as partners.
right.
This is tough. This is going to hurt some feelings right here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna hurt some feelings, and that's kind of by design.
That's okay. That's what you wanted to happen. Well,
Yeah.
good. Corey was the easy choice on that one. We've played the most together. We've won the most together. But now that Tingo lives in town, I kind of float with a partner. A lot of times, me and Kevin are partners. Um, I would say majority now, me and Kevin are partners since Corey and Tingo play together. I've probably played with Wes more. Mm.
I feel like Drew and Wes are a typical duo. They're
Yeah,
usually on a team.
they're on a team, and their biggest issue is they think they're. I mean, both of them are not very good, if we're being honest with each other. Um, neither one of them hold a candle to me or Corey. I'm gonna cut Drew.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, brother.
All right. I didn't expect that. It is tough because when Drew and Wes play together, there's typically some animosity about who's actually carrying the team.
That's literally, I swear to God, that is what I was thinking. And I think the last time we played, Wes carried him, and that definitely took. There is more shit talking. Wes might not know this, but when he plays bad, Drew gives looks when he's not around. He doesn't say anything, but he'll raise his eyebrows and like kind of shrug a little bit. We know what he means.
Yeah, we know.
Oof. Ooh,
Okay.
now uh Drew is, I'll put it like this. Drew is more consistent, but Wes has higher highs.
Okay. So game on the line, 1 cup left. It's your last shot. Who do you want it taken, Drew or Wes?
Where's the cup placed?
Right in the middle. We gave you a gentleman's.
Give me Wes.
Okay. All right. We'll
He
have
is
to get
he is not going to be happy.
no. We'll have to get a little beer pong in this weekend, and we'll have to see who's who,
Well, me and you will run shit this weekend.
Right, like always.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't plan on doing much losing. nor do we
No.
ever.
Yeah. This podcast is just basically just gassing our egos. That's all we
Yeah.
do
I mean, honestly, I can't remember a time I fucking lost.
in anything.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Um,
I got one more question for you.
all right, let's hear it.
And I think you'll have a strong opinion on this because I think we've talked about it in the past. Do you think it's sacrilegious to put ice cubes in wine?
Um, Depends on the wine.
A
White
red,
wine,
a
red
red.
wine, no, absolutely not. That is not a thing. Um, don't do it. You'll be judged by myself. I'll judge you hard. Um, Red wine is supposed to be consumed at room temperature. White wine, therefore, is supposed to be generally it's chilled. You don't always get a chance to put it in the fridge. So sometimes you go buy a bottle, it's not cold. You want to have a glass, you throw a couple ice cubes in it, chill it while you throw the wine in the freezer or the fridge to get it cold for the next glass. But so white wines, it's acceptable, but not an every time thing. Um, Red wine is a big no. Big no.
I will respectfully disagree because I've seen my mother and my aunts put cubes in wine, and I've done it myself.
Yeah. Yeah, that just you saying that your family does it just shows me that it's wrong.
All right. Keep that energy on Saturday, Chief.
All right, I want to see you with some red wine playing some beer pong with some ice cubes in it. You won't make a shot. Talk about carrying. I'll have to carry you because that is just it's un-American is what that is.
Oh God.
Well,
Shout shout out America.
shout out America. Um, but I figured we'd go through a little bit of NBA playoff update. So as we know, Celtics beat the Cavs 4-1. I think we all kind of saw that coming. Really not a competitive series. So any thoughts on that?
I don't have any thoughts on how the series went. I knew they were going to get beat. I don't know if I called 5 or 6 at the start, but there has been talk of Donovan Mitchell being unhappy with the way his teammates handled the playoff pressure and how seriously they took it.
Yeah, that's a shame. So I think the problem with that some was a lot of the players probably realized that they didn't have an actual shot to win the championship. And when you don't have an actual shot, sometimes you're just kind of waiting for it to be over, especially if you're a bench player or a role player that doesn't get much time. You're kind of just ready for the off season. You want to go take a nice trip to Cancun, and kind of get the season over with. So I could see how that would be frustrating to Donovan Mitchell because he is a superstar, and he needs to win to further his resume. So I could see how that would be very frustrating. And if you're a person like that, like a Donovan Mitchell, that is like a bona fide superstar, one of the better players in the league, like you always think you have a shot. So, he probably really thought they had a shot to win, and I don't think they did.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. So moving Nuggets T Wolves, that game is tonight, I believe, at 8:30. It's 3-2 Nuggets. Timberwolves are favored by 2.5. Um, I'm gonna take the Timberwolves at 2.5 because I think it's gonna be tough for the Nuggets to win 4 straight. But I mean, it wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world. They're playing good right now. I just, I'm partial. I want to see the T-Wolves at least make it a game 7. I'd love to see game 7 in that series.
That big white fucker is good, man.
Yeah, he sure is, man. He sure is. But then also Knicks and Pacers. That's tomorrow. Knicks are up 3-2, and they're favored by 5.5. I think I see the Knicks pull it. Actually, I like the way the Pacers play. They play at a fast pace, so I'm going to take the Pacers. I don't like 5.5 though, so I'm probably going to take the Knicks plus 5.5 because I think it'll be a close game.
Knicks plus 5.5.
No, yes, because Pacers are favored by 5.5, so I'll take Knicks plus 5.5.
The Pacers are favored by 5.5.
Yeah, I mean they're at home. They're down 3-2. So generally, like the home team is in these later rounds of the playoffs is always favored.
Yeah, but they cannot stop Jalen Brunson.
I don't think there's anybody in the world that can stop Jalen Brunson right now.
He is going fucking ballistic.
He really is. And then last game of the playoffs is Thunder Mavs. Mavs are favored minus 5.5, and they're up 3-2 as well. I see the Mavs closing it out, I think. I'm going to take them minus 4.5.
Luka hasn't played as well as I would have thought he would have.
No, I don't think so either, but their team is playing well. Like they have some role players stepping up, and it just doesn't seem like – I just don't think OKC's role players are going to step up.
And when you got Kyrie to fall back on, not too bad of an option.
Not a bad option. Honestly, sometimes a better option than Luka.
Yeah. Well, he's done it.
Right. I mean, especially at the end of games, right? Who else you kind of want? But yeah, that's NBA playoffs. Kind of last topic I think I want to talk about is Bronny's draft stock. So NBA Combine happened. You know, he probably was only invited to the Combine because of who he is. But he's done well at the Combine. So we all know the thing about his height, right? He's listed everywhere as 6'4", and he only measured 6'1.5" without shoes. Now, I will say that pretty much everybody lies about their height. Like even Westbrook, like I sent you, was measured without shoes at like 6'2.25". So they're not as big as they say they are. But 6'1.5", 210 pounds with a 6'7" wingspan. Why is this dude not playing cornerback in the NFL?
Oh, I mean, especially with his measurables, he's a freak athlete.
Yeah.
That's 6'7.5" wingspan.
Yeah.
He's I don't know if he'll probably get drafted in the second round based on like name value and potential.
Yeah.
But he's got the ability to be an elite defender.
For sure.
He's got to, touch up his ball handling a little bit. He's a good passer. He's a willing passer. And for me, he shoots a little slow.
Yeah, I think when he was doing those drills specifically, he was shooting a little slow. But I mean, honestly, when you're being graded on that stuff, most people are just looking at the numbers. They're not really looking at your drill. In a game, he probably has a little quicker release. But he's not really like a spot up shooter. He's going to be a primary ball handler. So he doesn't necessarily need to have that quick catch and shoot. It's kind of like a Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday doesn't have the quickest catch and release, right? But when he's open, he can knock down a three.
I think Bronny, a lot of the second game, he played off ball and actually played better.
Yeah. He led the game in scoring with like 13.
I'm interested to see what happens with that. Also, is it going to be whoever takes him? Are they going to also get LeBron? Like, is LeBron definitely going to play with him?
I think LeBron's probably holding out a little bit to sign a contract with the Lakers to kind of see. I think in a perfect world, he would have the Lakers draft him. I don't know what the Lakers have as a pick. They may have traded him all away.
I think they only have second round picks.
Right. And I think if you said they have no second round picks.
I think they only have second round picks.
I think the GM will get Bronny in the second round if he's available when the Lakers pick.
Yeah.
Because I think they do. The Lakers want LeBron to re-sign, and that's probably one of his bargaining chips. Is like, hey, if you draft Bronny, I'll probably sign a 2-year contract and kind of ride out my career here. Because as much as they want to have him for, the potential to win right now, right? They also want that the fan base and the selling of the tickets and all the promo that's going to go with potentially a last dance type thing. So that's going to bring in a lot of revenue. And then jersey sales, like we know Bronny's jersey is going to go crazy. Like he's going to bring a lot of attention to whatever team he goes to. If I'm just on the potential, right? If I'm a team that's, not that great right now, especially having a hard time selling tickets, I'm taking them.
Look it. I mean, it is a business.
It is a business.
And, say you sign them to a 2-way contract, they'll sell out G League games like never before.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Jersey sales, just revenue, tickets, like all that stuff is going to be crazy. It's probably going to break astronomical numbers for ticket sales in the G League.
I'm taking him number 1 overall to Atlanta.
That would be so crazy. Back-to-back number 1 picks, father, son.
That would just be like LeBron being drafted number 1 overall in year 22. Is what that would
basically, because that's the reason they would take him, is so LeBron would go.
Yeah.
I mean, man, that would be cool. I'm not going to lie. I'm tempted to just buy season tickets to the Hawks right now because I know they would shoot up if that happened with LeBron.
I want the Hornets to do it. I'll move to Charlotte.
That'd be pretty cool. And MJ is not really with the Hornets anymore, right? He sold his stake as the ownership.
Yeah, he sold his majority stake. I think he's still a minority owner, but he sold the majority of his stake.
Yeah, if he still has minority ownership, he's probably not having that.
Yeah, he don't have any pull as a minority owner though.
Yeah, but he does not want to see some kind of farewell tour in Charlotte.
No, I doubt it.
But yeah, man, like I think it would be really cool if Bronny gets drafted and LeBron follows. I mean, it'd be a cool thing, especially if he gets a 2-way contract and actually gets some burn in the NBA and they get to play together.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all right, short little episode today. You got any closing comments?
I'll see you out in CB.
Yeah, man. Burn it to the ground.
All right.
All right, dog.
Bye.